Alright, welcome to Tomo Kitchen. Today I'm going to have breakfast for dinner and I'm going to show you guys what I like to do for it. So we're going to make a grilled cheese a little differently. We're going to put a poached egg inside, and then also we're going to use asparagus because asparagus seems like some of the vegetables people don't quite like to ingest. So I'm going to show you what I like to do with asparagus. And then we're going to make a simple tomato salami salad. So for the grilled cheese, we're going to pick. I like to eat a multi-grain bread because I don't want to feel guilty about eating carbs. So I like to eat something healthy carb. And what we have here is light shredded 3 cheese blend. And like any grilled cheese you do, at least the way that I do, just put as much as cheese as you want. You know what? I actually don't like this side. I want to do this side because there's more surface. Right? Spread it out nicely. Boom. Grilled cheese prep is done. That's it. That's all we gotta do. Super simple. And who doesn't like grilled cheese, you know? It's like childhood memory. And then now, this is a real entree that I want to show you guys. So, asparaguses are really cool. 5 spears only have 20 calories. And for each asparagus, there's, I believe, 2 grams of protein. And asparagus has 0 carb and only 1 gram of sodium. So super healthy choice, you know, and it's super good too if you cook it right. Actually, I'm not going to do just only 3, I'm going to do 6. And the facts that I gave you was for every half a cup serving, so that's about 5 spearheads. So if you're ever wondering how to lower your calorie intake, vegetables are usually like the way to go. And the reason why I wrap it in a paper towel is so my asparagus stay moist in my refrigerator and it lasts longer. And it's always nice to keep all your vegetables fresh. So now I have 6 of these. I'm going to split into 3s. I have my bacon. I like to put my bacon right away to a Tupperware so it's easier for me to take it out. So, the reason I like bacon is because who doesn't like bacon, you know? Who doesn't? I mean, unless it's like part of your diet that you can't consume, then I get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap these bacon around and around and around. And then, because I don't have a toothpick, I'm just going to put it in between the asparaguses and boom. So what we're going to do, have a pinching point in asparagus, right? Once you got that pinch, what you're going to do is just wrap it. Oops. It is a little greasy, so it may be a little slippery, but it's fun. And don't you just love this music? Freaking jazz vibe, man, all day long. And then boom. See? It's stable, it's not flipping out. So, grilled cheese is kind of boring now that I think about it. So what I'm going to do is add some of these pickled jalapeno slices. Like a couple of them. So I'm going to put these on the outside because it's all going to make sense. And then, alright, you know what, that does look kind of weird. I'm going to put one in the center. And then I'm going to add garlic powder to it. I like garlic, so I'm going to smother it. Now our grilled cheese is ready. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the burners and we're going to cook all these simultaneously. Cool. Alright, so the pan has been already with some olive oil coated, warmed up, good to go. And what we're going to do, I have a big saute pan and a small saute pan. So on the big one, I'm gonna put the asparagus because it's obviously long. So by using my tongs, I'll lay it on there. Put another one on there. Put it on the flatter side so it cooks on its own. And I'm gonna crank the heat a little bit up. And then what I'm gonna do is use a cover so I can steam cook the asparagus too. And then on the small one, we're gonna put the grilled cheese on it. Doesn't that just sound so good? When you know the pan is like ready to cook? Like come at me, you know? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press it a little bit. So when I do grilled cheese, I like to put it on medium heat so the heat can go through and melt the cheese for me at the start. But then once I flip to the other side, I'm gonna have it on a lower heat so it doesn't burn. And then with the asparagus, this medium-high heat is good. Maybe check once in a while. Like, let's see. Let's check it out, guys. So nice. This already has some colors. You get some oil. And what's nice about this is that asparagus will soak in the grease from the fat. So I don't have to season it, which is a great part, right? So it's like best of both worlds. I get to have some greens on top of my guilty pleasure of fat from the bacon. And yeah, what we're gonna do is just let it do this thing. Check once in a while. And with grilled cheese, let's see. Check the bottom. Oh shit. So yeah, it's somewhat. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so I accidentally burned my grilled cheese the first time, so I remade it to another one. So this time I added butter and oil and see how that's gonna work out. So we're just gonna put it on there. I have it at a high heat, and then I'm gonna crank it down to like medium-low heat. And then now we're gonna check our asparagus and see how that's doing. So it looks pretty good. We're gonna flip it. Right, once it gets to its cooking stage, it's gonna hold its form. Oh no, that got untangled, but you know, no problem, guys. And we're just gonna let that cook a little bit, maybe turn up the heat slightly a little bit. So now that the grilled cheese is nicely light brown on one side, I'm gonna flip it. And I'm gonna have my heat low right now. And the cool thing I'm gonna show you about this grilled cheese is right now. It's about to blow your mind up. So, what we're gonna do is grab an egg, and then one sec. So we have an egg and a glass of wine. So what we're gonna do with this glass of wine is we're gonna puncture a hole in the center. And then you're gonna rotate it like this, and then you're gonna pop it open. Oh shoot, it got stuck. But that's okay, no problem. I'm gonna take that middle part out. And then what we're gonna do now is we're gonna drop the egg in there. And then we're gonna crank the heat back up. And then maybe add a little bit of oil. And after that, we're gonna take the lid that we use from asparagus and move it over here so it can steam cook. And then we're gonna lower this down a little bit to like low, so it's not cooking as fast, but it's just keeping it warm for you. And what we're gonna do is, because the egg, the bottom is gonna get cooked, but the top isn't gonna get cooked. So what we're gonna do is get some water in this glass. And And then from here, this is so cool. This is where science kicks butt. We're gonna add water. And boom, we're gonna steam that egg inside. And yo, you don't even understand. This is so cool because I used to do this in college when I was broke. And this is one of like coolest inventions. Like I just came up like at 3 in the morning while I was pulling all-nighters. So this is just super rad. And once the steam kind of dies off, what you're gonna do again is just add a little bit more water and let it steam cook. Alright, so now the asparagus is looking pretty good. All sides are cooked pretty even. I'm just gonna crack the heat up just a little bit, and then I'm gonna check my egg. So if you look at the egg right now, there's still whites here. That means that it's uncooked. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing. Pour some water, throw the lid on, and then we're gonna crank the heat so the water is steamed. So this is basically steam cooking the egg. So that way the bottom's not getting overcooked, but the top is getting cooked. And it's a really cool, nifty trick when it comes to cooking. And it's fun, you know, to be able to create something that everybody knows, but add a little bit of creativity into it. So now that the egg is cooked, I'm gonna cut the heat, take my lid off, and the asparagus is cooked too. So I'm gonna cut the heat, let it cool down. The heat of the pan will still keep your food warm. So this is another good way to just like keep your food warm, I guess. Yeah. So now we have our entrees. I do like to have a little bit of salad on the side. So what we're gonna do is use these tomatoes. Cut it at an angle at the root. Take the root off. Like, check these tomatoes out, it's so cute. And then we're gonna slice it nicely. And then we're gonna do the same to every single one of them, but I'm gonna eat this one. And then, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna plate our tomatoes. So, I like to have fun with when I do my plating. I like to kind of stack them up a little bit along each other, because I personally believe that presenting the food makes all the difference when you consume it. And when it comes to like wellness, you know, it's a conscious decision of doing your full potential in anything you do. And when it comes to cooking or anything in my life, I apply that, whether it's I'm being social, my social life, my eating style. And we're gonna have some salami, and what we're gonna do is chop them up a little bit. And then we're just gonna lay it down. And then I'm gonna eat the leftovers. And so, you may be wondering, well, that's just tomato and salami. Well, you're right, man. We need a dressing on this. So, let's go to my pantry. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a little bit of sesame oil. And then, a little bit of salt. And then that's all we're gonna do for the salad. So now let's go get the grilled cheese and the asparagus. So this is the final product. The egg is completely cooked. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna scrape it from the bottom gently. right? Because the whites are at the bottom. Look, a perfect pull. And then we're gonna bring it over here. I'm gonna plate that right there. And this is also grilled cheese. It's the center that we took out of. And now what we're gonna get is our main course, which is the asparagus rolled in bacon. What we're gonna do is do this, cross it over to one another, and you know, now that I put it on here, I don't quite like it. I like just one, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this one into tiny pieces. And we're gonna put it on the side like that. Thank you for tuning in to Tomo Kitchen. This is our final product of grilled cheese with poached egg and asparagus rolled in bacon and with the salami tomato salad. Thank you for tuning in. More will be coming. And while you're waiting for more Tomo Kitchen, make sure to check out Tomo Travel, Tomo Workout, and Tomo Yoga. Thank you for taking your time. Much love. Thank you. That was a killer. Alright.
Abby.
Good girl. Good girl. Probably should have not done that before I cooked.
Abby.